Okay, nice. Yep. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Like this. Oh, yeah. Well, flipping clock hit 12 o'clock, and the internet decided to go for a coffee break. It's Nigeria. Shit happens. Anyway, I think I was gonna explain the reason why I'm doing like convert this to that and then convert back to this. Basically, when they moved, I don't know if you need the explanation, but just in case if someone else is watching, I'm just gonna give it. When we moved from XYZ to LUF, like the changing coordinate system, we used to have XYZ vector 3. So vector 3, that's X, Y, and Z. But then with LUF, well, now we have, um, now we have LUF vector 3, which is left, up, and forward. So you can't like mix the two. And some functions give you one and others give you the others. Some functions give you one when you ask for like a position or something, and other functions give you the other one. And some functions require, some functions require specific ones. Well, every function that requires a vector 3 will require one or the other, right? So basically here, set linear velocity, it requires the vector 3 that's in the verse module, which is left, up, forward vector 3. But then when you're getting the local forward from the player's view rotation, which is where they're looking, it gives you the vector 3 from the Unreal Engine module. And now I want to kind of, mix the two together. So I need to convert both to one and then convert back. So I have direction from UB vector 3. So I have, this is basically XYZ, and then strike force is LUF. So then first thing I do is I convert strike force to XYZ so I can multiply both of them. And then I convert everything back to LUF so I can give it to the set linear velocity. So right off the bat, this ideally should work. It should just like shoot the ball where like straight where I'm looking. If it doesn't, I probably will come in here and invert this rotation or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We will. Is this building? It's building so fast. I wonder if they made it slow, like, because it used to be fast and then it got very slow. And now it's like very fast again. Sometimes I wonder if they made it slow on purpose so that when they made it fast again, we were like, oh my god, it's blazing fast. Oh, that's a problem. From here, I'm just going to, yeah, this is something in my utilities folder that is kind of dependent on an asset which isn't always there. So I'm gonna have to like blank this out in the source. All right, compile verse. All good. And now launch session. I need to close something. Yep, this one. And holy moly, why are there two of them? This one too. Um, need. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So, ideally with physics, like this was going to be, because when we got the physics released, my plan was, let's make something cool with physics now that it's available. Did it just like quit? Oh my goodness. Connecting with game service. Hmm. Command line parameter. Oh my days. Why is it not like the LSP just got stupider? Yeah, it should not have compiled when flipping audio is missing. Wait, audio isn't missing. But I think it's an empty. Oh my god, it's an empty folder, isn't it? It's not an empty folder. It's got the thing. So like, what's the problem? Um, let's go after everything, I guess. Unknown identifier audio. Yeah, let's just get rid of it. I don't even know if it's building or it is not building. Oh, I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. There was an issue with my compiler yesterday. I think it was probably because, I've just been on the thing, like I've been in UEFN so long, but basically it wasn't compiling. Like this button here was not working, and I had to come up here and press the button there. Okay, all is good, I think. So we have that. Um, why is it even? Why is it suspense? Oh, damn it! It should not be suspense. Oh, it was okay. This sleep was here because it had to like move the flipping cue stick with the initial setup. Um, Yikes. Okay, so that's I definitely need to build stuff else and do extra stuff. Um, that's kind of just sleep for a tick here, I guess. So what happens every time you strike the ball? This isn't what I would do every time, but it's kind of what I had to do to kind of keep the ball still, right? Because with the initial setup, with this current setup, you can apply the velocity to the ball directly. Like it just, it sets its, velocity magnitude, um, the magnitude value. But with the initial setup, I had to like use the stick and position it. But the problem was that when you hit the ball, like it would occasionally have like micro movements. Like it would take a while for it to settle. So what I did was in order to like, and now we have like when I understand I worked on this literally like a day or the day, either a day after or the day that we got physics. Um so at the time we didn't have a lot. Right now you can put a teleporter device and you can, you know, heck, you could just set the linear velocity to be like 0 and it would just hopefully stay still. But back then we didn't have like all of these. So I didn't have a way to keep the ball, like, to steal the ball. Right now, if you don't want to do that in verse, you could use the teleporter device and you could teleport the ball to its current location, but have the teleporter device cancel out the momentum and it would stay still. So back then I didn't have that. So what I would do is when I want to hit the ball, I will get its current location. I will remove the one. Um, I would. Oh, actually, now you can probably just set dynamic to be false and it would stay still, I think. So I would remove the ball. I would delete the ball that was currently there, and then I would spawn a new one in its place, and the new one would just stay still. And then I would do the movement. That's what this whole cue ball dispose, spawn cue ball um, thing is. Where did the ball transform come from? Actually never got set. Holy schmuck. Alright, so we're gonna do that's probably gonna reset every time to the center. We're gonna do set that equals cue ball dot get transform. Alright. Okay. So then it's gonna do the thing, it's gonna spawn a new one, it's gonna set the new one to the new one, and it's gonna do the thing, get the thing, blah blah blah, and then bump it up. And let's make it so this doesn't do anything. So this was like so that if I held the right click, it would yeah, I would most likely stream it. Unless if it's a map. Nah, I will most likely stream it, I guess. But I probably won't stream all parts of it because if I start working on my map, like when I'm gonna start working on my map, it's like I won't always work on it like specifically at night. I might work on it a little bit during the day and then, but generally speaking, I will stream. Alright, so I press the thing. And it applies the velocity. The ball literally just teleported. Alright. That's kind of like let me actually test. Yeah, so it is going, it's shooting in the direction that I'm looking. I mean, it's pretty basic. I would be scared if it didn't. Holy shit. Wait. Wait. What the heck was that? What's up? So, I'm looking like here. Okay, it's definitely not. Yeah, okay, so it's doing the thing, but it's definitely not working. Oof. Ah, sheesh, man. Nice. Hello, first, bro. I actually did. Am I getting some get view rotation, get local forward, and then set linear velocity? It should kind of like. Oh wait, hold up. I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, I should scale. Oh my days, I should scale the linear velocity, not use whatever the heck I have here. So I have this, and it's kind of like canceling out directions in these axes. Okay. So then strike 4 should be a scalar value, and then I should scale my current local forward by that. Would make this mistake if I was if I was making this now, but making it from scratch, it's just because I had the thing. So strike force is that, which means I don't need to do to XYZ or any of that. Just multiply it by this. But the 2 LUF is necessary still, because this is giving me in there. I can obviously also just do it here. So it's kind of obvious where it's going. So strike force is going to scale the direction, and then I'm going to put that, I'm going to convert it to LUF because set linear velocity requires this. That's set linear velocity. I probably should do apply linear impulse. I'll try this one out after. But for now, let's get the stuff working. Oof, that was scary. I don't like it when things. Yeah, look at this. It's because of flipping creative device. If it was SceneGraph, close to 100% chance it would have worked first try. I like it when my things work first try. I don't like when things. Oh my days! It has actually pushed so fast. So fast, I didn't know to come back. Alright. Well, maybe it pushed me, but didn't. Yeah, it did. Okay. So. Did it just not work? Or is it that it's teleporting? Like, that's the thing, you see, I can't even debug this because it's just teleporting all over the place. So I'm looking there. Okay, so it is working. Okay. Alright, let's take aim. This is what I've talking about. Like, the balls just... Nothing touched them. They're just moving on their own. Let's break. And it just teleports. This is physics. Yeah. And it's not even like it's not even like it's basically the average pro player when you're going for a break on a cue ball. Going for a break is like, you know, when everything is kind of like set up and you're hitting the first shot to break the ball stack. The shot power is usually a lot more than when you're just playing normally. And that shot power is enough to take the ball from usually where it starts at this line. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line here. Usually where it starts at this line and bounce there and bounce back and bounce there and bounce back and bounce there and then come back. That's how much of an impulse. So if I were making a game and I was to adjust the maximum shot power, it should be at least able to go back and forth 2 times. If I were to do that, if I were to set that amount, I think it was like 16, like the ball travels like 16.3, whatever, an average of like 15 meters per second. This is just 5 meters per second. If I set it to this, which is like the average shot power for it to do the thing, and I can't remember if I did like, if I tweaked the friction on stuff and damping or whatever. But if I set it to that should be like where it's at, really. Is that even 15 meters? Yeah, it's 15 meters. Okay. It's just going to. Oh, I think this should just sit for a second. Oh, let me move these balls out of the way. Like, it's so smooth play. Like, I feel like they optimized. I don't know, man. It's just. Alright, so straight on. Like what was that? That is so weak. Like right now it just teleported. Let's move back here. Wait, maybe I'm not putting more power. What the heck? You know, I'm gonna get the values. Average pro 8 ball cue ball break speed in cm per second. Okay, so that was pretty much. No. Yeah, so it's about there, about 13, 15-ish meters per second. And set linear velocity collects meters per second. It takes the shit in meters per second. Am I breaking it? Oh, no, it's gonna get better. Yeah, I'm just going to like not set the thing. I'm just going to use apply linear impulse, which takes units in Newton per second. Oof. Oh wait, no, I know why. I think I know why. It's because the flip. I change it in the code, but in the no, it did change. Okay, so I'm not stupid. All right, we're just going to build this, and then I will tweak it in the code in the device, because that's why. I set my game to auto reload on first push. Wow, that was just beautiful. All right, so play. Yep, at that speed, that brother's gone. Like, I mean, I think that's an obscenely high value there. Let's say 100 meters per second. What is the fastness acceleration? 1 second. Let's go for you. Yeah, man. I should go here, right? Yeah, it didn't even visibly show it going to the ball. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. You've seen it for yourself, but physics is it's getting better. It's that's the thing. It's getting better. Once upon a time, you couldn't actually like push the balls like this. Like if you what the fuck was that? Huh? I mean, okay. Yeah. If we got, client-side physics, then, it could be nice, nicer than it is right now. But now it's not. So, yep. This is the way. And should I set that up? No, I can't set that up. In flipping, he reuses the same balls. In maybe he does. Yeah, he does. Or does he? Because what I'm thinking is, yeah, that would definitely break on first test. So let's make it so it doesn't flipping dispose of the ball every time. Yeah, let's kind of just get that. So it doesn't dispose of the ball. And then I'm going to drag in an orbit camera device. We're about to get like bootleg. Actually, for this, let's also kind of just go full in. Materials, billboard, ball. Just gonna check this box. And I'm gonna get this one. Orbit device is gonna go. Not what? Like, what are these values, man? Like, I just want to go back a little bit. Like 512 meters. Then offset. Oops. There. I think we're looking for the distance value, and we shouldn't have 128, I guess. Top there, and this is fine. To add to players on start, focus target override is the answer. Pick that. Look at focus target on activate, and yeah. That should be it. Let's try this again. Roblox. Yeah, I believe that UEFN will be better than Roblox. All it takes is just for the for the features to mature, right? Right now, Roblox is like comparing UEFN to Roblox is like comparing someone who just learned to read to someone who is who is writing his like it's not the same, right? It's just you need to log in to be able to play. Oh, it logged me out. Oh, I see. Why did it? No, okay, so no one. Okay, I would have thought that maybe someone, if someone logged into my account, then it would have kicked me out of the game. So that just means it's the internet again. Nice 12:30 or 12:20 or whatever, and it decided to just boof. Yeah, it's not the same. Roblox have had quite a lot of time to mature and all of that, and UFN is just basically starting. Heck, even Verse as a language is not yet mature, right? Verse is still kind of like a baby language-wise. And it hasn't yet reached its target state. So all it would take, it's just time. That's it. Just time. And it will get there. Just a matter of time. So we don't dispose of the ball. That means we don't need to do this or do that or do that. Yeah. Oh my god, we're about to see something. I just realized we're going to be focused on the ball when it's moving. It's about to be fun. Let me just turn this down, actually, to like, I don't know, like 16. Yeah. Sheesh. Who can say? To catch up to how old Roblox is older than 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. UFN is just a baby. It just turned 3. When was Roblox? And one of the things that is holding back UEFN is the fact that Roblox was launched in 2006. So Roblox is 20, almost 20 years old. 20 years old. UEFN is 3. UEFN is basically a toddler. Bro hasn't even learned his ABCs yet. Anyway, one of the things that are one of the things holding back UEFN is just the fact that the game it's tied to Fortnite. Why's it doing that? Yeah, that's what you should be. Come on, man. Okay, so like, why is it switching? There we go. Oh, is it when I look? It's kind of trying to do some weird thing there. Let's put it back that way. Okay, let's configure the device. I hate devices, man. What the heck? Let's see. Clamp. Let's clamp the vertical rotation. Player relative. World relative. I'm gonna remove the distance, and then I'm gonna push it back manually with the thing. So -512, and then go up 256. Yeah, I think it's the distance because the distance. Okay, so like when you push it back like this, it rotates about there. Like it pivots about the spot there. It kind of like goes pivots about here. So like this. But when you put a distance, you sort of create a. Okay, I mean you can see you create a sphere at which the face of the stuff points towards the player but moves along the sphere. So the motion is different. I love that you could just reset. You could just do that. Like, you see, like every update, UEFN just gets better. Yep, gets better. I don't even. Do I even have the right device on? Because like, or is it because I'm a physics like? I mean, it's always not because I'm physics. Tato, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's not my first time using these devices, so like, what are we doing? Hmm. I wonder if it's because I'm trying to focus on the physics thing. I wonder if that's the reason why. Okay. Why is it crouching before I jump when I mean, I guess it's trying to be physically accurate. That's crazy. Don't, I mean, you could do it and be smoother, I guess. Like, don't be so rigid. Okay, let's do this. We're going to turn that off, and then there should hopefully there's a toggle focus. Please. Focus on target. Well, we'll take what we can get. And I will use the signal remote manager for the secondary fire. Yeah. So Enable during phase. Gameplay only. Add the blurs on start. And then we're not going to do any of this clamping stuff for now. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to put something under the ball and then parent it to that, and then focus on that instead. Put a non-physics simulating thing on the ball and focus on that instead. Hide player character, no. BIM collision. Yeah, just gonna leave these as is. And then restart. How did I spawn onto the floor? Thing that pisses me off about physics island. And now, like, what is going on here? Is it that the camera, like, that's the thing, you just never know. For all we know, the camera could, no. Okay, so it's, oh my goodness, is it broken? It's rotating correctly about me there, but it is pivoting here. I think that's the distance thing, so I'm going to have to use the flipping. Yeah, so I set it up correctly the first time, which is to use the distance so it kind of goes about itself. So, and not the offset. So the offset will be 0, which puts it. Okay, I'm going to do this like this. And then I'm going to set this up to be 512. Maybe 256. For whatever reason, I just fall right through. And for whatever reason, I can fly, even though I have flights disabled. I love physics, man. I heard it doesn't happen in published islands though, so it's okay. Okay, so this is good. Now focus on the ball. It's not focusing on the ball. Would you look at that? Even though it says it right here. It's supposed to focus on this. And that is broken. Nice. Alright, so then let's just make a little thing for it then, because that's the only option I see here. Pull blueprints. I'm going to do man. Okay. Let's have the thing activate automatically for whatever reason that works. And also going to push this to 90. All right, and restart. Is it the flipping? Hold up, actually, maybe it's the stuff that's causing it to have that weird thingy. Transition in time, ease in out, and then just put 0 up everywhere. Okay. So now we are focused on the. Oh, I see where it is. I see where it is. I think I know where it is now. Where is the collision? Boom collision. Turn that off. God, maybe I need to like restart the focus. Either way. Now we have this thing. Yeah, okay, so the whole thingy that's happening is collision, so let's kind of like look at that a little bit. Wow, I'm not even making this game throw. No. So I will do 384 and then say player boom collision off, and all of this should be off. Probably just need to restart the game for it to work. And I'm thinking the clamp, this clamp is just such a mess. Clamp vertical rotation from here to there. That should be like enough, I think, but it never. Yeah, it's more of the test it and see. And the thing I hate about like the devices is that you see the clamp? That's clamping me from going up, but it's letting me go under. So I want to clamp it down. Okay, so there's like, yeah, okay, I think I know what it is. It should be just like 0 or maybe 15. I fell a little bit. For some reason, we fall. Let's come up, come up. Oh wait, no. I think I'm good. It's the flipping clamp. All right, so clamp vertical rotation max. Let's put that there. And good lord, I hate this actual, like, the last time I messed with this was when I was setting up for the Squid Game map in the red light, green light. Yeah, like now it's the other way around. All right. So this should not be 90 then. It should be like 40 or 60. And then wow. I'm having so much fun. So, yeah, know what? Challenge accepted. I do not care. 35. Let's change this one. Hopefully it reloads pretty quickly. Like, oh my good lord. Okay. Okay. I think I'm getting there somehow. Minus 30 and 5. Okay, so this number should definitely come down to like minus 15. And at the end, we will see how well the numbers make sense. Okay, so turning that up to minus 15 prevents me from going lower. So this one kind of stops you from going lower, but it's minus 15. And now I'm starting to feel stupid. This should be minus 60. And this should be minus minus 30. So wow, this button is actually so helpful. Yep. So that sets the lower bounds of everything. Ideally, like minus 5. It's kind of like a little bit above ground, and then I can look up. And I died and lost my flipping remote. Oh, there I am. Nice. Just chill over there, buddy. Let's just go for a little ride. That, ladies and gents, is your system for party golf. Yeah. You could just take the stream and just get the code from it. Now for the full party golf experience, right now I'm just like using, because like players, you can see when I turn, it also turns like my player. So I'm using that for the direction. But then in party golf, you would just have a thing like a mesh thing on the ball that is aligned to your camera rotation but is on the floor. You don't even have to like do a set verse thing, just a mesh thing on the ball is on the floor. So when you rotate, it's gonna show it's gonna like basically rotate along with your camera. And then for the power stuff, you would then have like a material with a power bar, and then you can like, set that up however you want, whether it's like a pull, like hold and it pulses up or whatever, but then you would use, you know, whatever. I wouldn't use the I wouldn't use the flipping signal remote. I mean, you can. No, no, no. That would actually mess you up. Imagine if that's the reason why I'm getting messed up. Because you can hide the player and all. You could like hide the spawn player, whatever, and then give them a signal remote, and then they're pressing the signal remote. But then if they just like, I don't know, press their pickaxe button, then boom, no more input. So I would use the verse input, which I could probably switch this, and then you can like listen for blah 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 blah. When they hold it on and when they release it, you know, you set your power accordingly instead of using a static value like I'm using here. Of course, this was just for testing, so hence test device. Oh, wow, you can actually stack velocities on this because you are applying, right? I'm applying the velocity I'm applying the impulse, and I'm not stopping it. So if it's already moving and you apply another impulse, it's going to go faster. Yeah, all right, let's see. I don't know if this is going to change without me having to reset the session or restart, but let's put up like, I don't know, 100. So far, it's pretty smooth, I would say, like, since I'm following the ball. But I think is it? Okay, well, we'll restart and see what 100 meters per second looks like. Booty. Oh no, almost fell. Yep. So I should come up. Shit. Right in front of here. So I'm okay. Actually, I just realized. Yeah. See, UEFN is getting better. I could do this. I could pause. And go around and take a look at where I am. So I thought I fell, but maybe I was up in the sky. I'm definitely not up in the sky, so I did fall. But like, how low did I fall? Anyway, we are going to find out when I play. So falling. That's why I was getting yourself. I was literally like dodge from the barrier. Oh. So this is 100. You can sort of see how it. I mean, it is impulsing correctly. You could actually play like a lot of games with this, like a lot of fun stuff, like Dude Perfect type stuff. Okay, so it seems to be applying the values correctly. Like that looks smooth, but why is the ball itself? Okay, wait a minute. Wait an actual minute. Let me see. So on the ball, I made it so you can't like go up in the physics. I locked out the translation on the up axis. So that's why you couldn't go up. So let's remove that and see. I should not be doing this. But it's fun. Like it's actually like low-key fun. Just pushing the ball around and being the little ball. Because I have this upside down. It keeps spawning me other stuff. Right, did I put that? Oh, I did. Okay. Okay. Yep. So now if I look down, yeah, because let's go down. Okay, let's go up, and then let's go in. Come on. No, man. Then, oof. Boom. No. Okay, wait, I'm gonna go far, and then I'm gonna bounce back in. Okay, that's too much. Wow, that's a that's a pretty good idea. Go here, and I'm gonna bounce. Like I'm trying to go back into the thing. Okay, one less bounce to win them all. Ah, the impulse is too much. 3, 2, 1. Quick. Yeah, there we go. No. Oh, okay. No, it's not going to make it. All right, this is this is kind of embarrassing. Let's go to again. Nice. It's like when you're high up. It's because I can't move the camera. Like I can only do this. Oh wait, that would have been perfect if I had the right angle. So I'm just gonna go far back a little bit and then go up. And then nice. Nice. We're in. Brother, what? All right, go back, then go up. And then from here, I can just land, and I shouldn't bounce much. All right, go back, and then go up. And boom. Go back. Like when you're higher up and you apply the impulse, and no way, and you bounce, like it's not gonna be that much. Wait, why am I explaining the physical response? I'm just like trying to explain my plan here. Is this it? I'm trying to force my way in. I can like do like a that, and then sort of like there we go. No. Bro. There we go. I literally just passed it. Okay, I give up here. I'm not giving up. I don't think. Oh. No, if I bounce, now I'm gonna go out of bounds. Oh wait, I should like go in and then go straight. That. You know what? Last time, just gonna feel it. I'm just gonna feel it. Yep. This was intentional, by the way. I don't even know what I'm doing. I really don't want to give up here. Like I want to get in there. Let's just line up. Boom. And then boom. Boom. Okay, so where the ball is covering is where I'm pointing. I keep aiming for the top, but I should aim with the ball since I'm getting like my location in the thing. So up here, pow. Please. That wasn't even funny. Now it's not gonna make it. Okay, damn, did I just come up with a new map idea? Get in the box. I just like replace it with a thing. And you gotta like get in the box. Yes. Oh. You know what? Like A30, you are the man. You are the man. Fuck. Not even fly. Now why am I falling? Like what's up with that actually? Because the spawn pad is over there. Oh wait, I think I know what the no way. It's the flipping. It should be this island settings, fast iteration, something. Yeah, it's this. Yeah, okay. There we go. Ah, good old times. So the issue is that like right now that I remove the constraints from the height thing, it was taking into account like my it was applying the force in, in the direction I was actually looking, which in this case, yeah, if I wanted to if I want to keep like have it be able to go up and down, which honestly no reason for that in this kind of game, but have my camera like at this angle, then I would simply just right here when I get this rotation, I would I guess I should just do it here. Why not? We get the rotation and we want to, oh, we get the local forward and we just, oh, no, no. So here we get this whole thing and we just multiply it by vector 3 without the z. So vector 3 and then z is 0 there. So we'll just get rid of the z part of it. Get on the board for brain rots. So now if I click, yeah, it's not going to apply impulse downwards or upwards, but it can still like, bounce up and down from like collisions and stuff. Like the ball's interactions with themselves, look at that. Like that was good. Oh man, I would have actually made 2 of them. But that was good. But the actual ball itself, it's just like you can't. Maybe if I made the pool to be like this, where, because it's not as bad when you are the ball. And the reason why it doesn't look as bad is because when you attach the camera, when you do this thing here, where you attach the camera to a prop, and you move the prop, the camera setup like this device will try to smoothen the it will interpolate like on the client. It will try to smoothen the movement. So that's why it's not as bad. At least that's my thought on why it's not as bad, but you can still tell that I'm kind of like, for example, if I were to go in there, straight direction. Okay, that was good. Okay, let's see. Let's say I want to bounce off this. Right there, I essentially went, hit, and then I came back, but it happened so fast, and the ball just did not even register it. Yeah, it just looked like I didn't even hit the thing. But you can tell it's hitting and going back. Now the thing is it's all about the force. If I were to turn down this stuff to like, I don't know, like 20. And if I wanted to keep up, like right now, if I turn up to 20 and I apply another one, it should kind of like speed up more. But if I wanted to keep like a steady maximum speed, then I would probably get the linear velocity and then use that to adjust the linear impulse that I'm to keep it under, from overspeeding or whatever. But basically, now if I did this, like you see, it's a lot better. This is kind of like, in my opinion, this is probably like, like if we were playing party golf, it's not going as fast as, it's not going as fast as you would need for a pool game. I did hit. Okay, enough having fun. Um, oh wait, holy, got carried away there. Um, humanity and the weird urge. Uh, do I have code for that already? Uh, yeah, like my setup naturally includes that, which is that the thing, right? Because we have to duplicate this up and then preview. You can see that it's not just the sides, but actually the floor. Because my intention, I thought about how to do it, how I would go about it. We can't receive like wait, actually, hold up. I keep saying based off of like what we had when we had the things. So I should just probably check current volume volume device. Prop enters. Oh, okay. So initially, this thing just told you, hey, a prop entered, but you couldn't actually get what prop. No, I think it did give you a prop entered. So I would just have like, I guess an easy way to do this now would be to just. So my initial plan though was, well, that's why I made it like this. So when it got to the stuff, it would fall, right? It would fall and it would fall into the hole, and I would just have like one big prop, sorry, one big volume at the bottom that would just catch it, and it would just fall and kind of go out of play that way. Um, which is why that is like there's a black thing there. It's um, it would work simply by just lowering the floor. So if I oops, yeah, it's fine. I can lower. I think I. Oh man, what the heck? Okay, so now. I could move now. Let's go. Boom. Okay, I actually have to be careful to not fall into the thing myself. Alright. If that happened just now, I might have lost it. Brother, just go. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, there you go. And finally is the bowling ball. I technically I kind of cheated when I hit some other balls that I wasn't supposed to hit, but we don't talk about that. I just need to put this one in. Check this. Okay, maybe not. Oh. Wrong. This is why you need a like aiming thing. And I win. If it was a competition. But it's not. Alright, let's go downstairs and see how it's looking. Wow. Oh my days. What if I made a game where like I don't know if there's this old game I used to play on on like a old Nokia. It was like a red ball. It was called Bounce. And you were just like completing parkours and stuff. I could totally make like a parkour game where you are the ball and you just, you're kind of like moving around and stuff. If you want to go up, you can like bounce off of the floor. And boom. Damn. This is kind of fun. Such a boring, simple thing. Alright, I might reconsider physics. I wanted to make, like, I had plans. I had so, like, like, basically party golf. The level of party golf's customization with all the different balls and can chat and stuff. I was gonna recreate the Miniclip 8 8 ball map 8 ball mobile game fully actually. I had plans. Um, so it's kind of sad that I'm gonna have to let the pool go, but physics is pretty good. Like before, you couldn't like push the ball along, right? Like you couldn't push it before. You had to like crouch, and if you crouched and swung a pickaxe, you had to like use the gun. That's why I gave myself the gun to push it around. Football can definitely be done. The reason why I didn't do it specifically was I just thought to myself, this is like the obvious thing that a lot of people will be doing. So, yeah, let's be different, you know? That was it. Unfortunately, I don't know. A lot of people did do football, but then the physics tab got removed. And then it was like, well, is there even a point? I don't know. If I like, sheesh. Spend too much time making the map. Football is just let's say about for something like this, you would put a lot into it. Like you would put quite a lot into. Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to do this one to be different. Because when the physics stuff launched, there were a lot of football maps, and I was like, well, look at that. I literally called it. There were so many, and they were not. Yeah, they were not very good. And some of them were just straight up unplayable too. Because remember, you couldn't push the ball. Like you could not push the ball. So the ball in the physics map and the football maps, like they were like bigger. They had to be bigger because you couldn't just push it unless you crouched or smacked it with a thing. So they were terrible because like, the physics was terrible. But now physics is nice and stuff. But then the problem with this is just it's gonna not feel so great for some people, you know? It's nice to have in a map like a side thing, but if it's the main map, like everyone imagine are you gonna want to be the one who's the flipping you know keeper. Everyone will want to go for the ball, which is not bad. Obviously you can make a game around that and like have like a 2v2 thing. Football is not hard to make in here, like terms of what to do. It's just got to be like making the pitch, making the goal detection systems, making the restart system, when there's a goal and whatever, teleporting people back to where they should be. And then most of if I were to make a football game, most of it would just be like most of the work would go into making everything look polished and nice. And of course, you can always add more content, like different balls, different blah blah blah. But like I don't know. I don't want to do that. I just don't feel it. Okay, so um, this all started as a me trying to show how terrible SingRef was. Do you think? Okay, you've seen how the physics is right now. Do you think you can't do that with the current physics? Just know that if you're talking about like simulating lots of stuff, that's kind of like you can. Physics is improved. Yeah, they say you can simulate a lot of stuff, but you get the point. It's not gonna be very smooth. Your castle oh yeah, something like Angry Birds, for example. I think that can be done. Back then, like it was always pretty much hinted like, hey, try to keep your physically simulating object under the count of 50. But now I don't know. I haven't tested like the max limit, but again, for something like physics specifically, the more stuff you add, it's not like there's a limit. I mean, no, there's a limit, but like before you get there, it's going to tank your performance in the physics simulation and the map overall. So like your TPS will drop and stuff or whatever. Hmm. Let's see. What am I doing now? I might go to sleep. I don't know. My head kind of hurts a little bit. Um, yeah, my head hurts. I think it's from the flipping headphones. Mm, oh, plus physics. Damn, a tycoon. That means like you'll have like multiple players and like duplicates of the same. Yikes. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I was supposed to work on not work, but like learn some the clicking thing. Like that's what I want to do. I want to learn how to use the clicking API and stuff. Yeah, well, that would definitely put you at the edge of how many physics objects you can have. You can I mean like we have a lot of it's not impossible. Like in terms of I mean as long as you're happy with the current with the way physics looks. Um Again, if it's just like this whole issue with the physics really is at high speeds. It's really just like like high speeds basically. That's where it's kind of breaking just because of not the physics engine can't handle it. No. It's just because like the server is constantly correcting the object and stuff, and that's why it looks that way. Which is why, unless we're able to run client side physics, like just run the physics and ignore what the server is saying, that problem, honestly, I don't see it ever fixing itself. They can try and fix it by, I mean, there's obviously multiple ways they can fix it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. But apart from that, the physics has gotten better. It has gotten a lot better. That is for sure. It kind of sucks that the physics can't impart like impart like what's the word? Impart? It can't impart forces onto the player. So if there was like a big boulder that was coming down and the boulder had more mass than the Fortnite player, naturally the Fortnite player should get pushed back, you know. But then that wouldn't happen. The boulder would just stop. So that's the problem. If they fix that, I would start using physics. For a map that I was making, I actually was waiting for physics to finish this map. Um, but you know, no physics, no mapping. Another option will be to wait for SingGraph physics, which hopefully will be better. It should be better because that's what's intended to go toe to toe with Roblox. Roblox itself was a physics engine, so you know SingGraph should be show. Oh wait, no, it's the map is just like I thought I could quickly pop it out here, but it's not, and it's like I would have to search. I think I've shown it on the channel too before. If that doesn't pull it, then yeah, that's the thing. I actually don't even remember the flipping. Let's try and find it. What the heck? Am I me myself an eye? Um, is it this one? Oh yeah, that's a, yeah, crazy name. I usually refer to it as ramp map with my friends and my brother, so I just. But it's basically, you know, you're going up a ramp and then things are falling. You've got to like dodge them, so you can see where physics is kind of needed there. I had started initially, and I started the map before I knew the physics was coming, and midway, I found we got like physics on the roadmap. So like you can imagine, I was glad to not have to do this for not to mention we don't actually have much options, right? You've got the boulder, and the only other thing is the tree, the physics tree. So this one's just going to be the boulders, and this one's going to be like the physics tree and the boulders, and then the hardest difficulty was going to be boulder tree and then like some vehicles. Just explode the vehicle and put on a impulse, and it will just like, you know, it has physics. The vehicles has physics. That was what this one was going to be. But then I would rather be able to like, you know, have more interesting objects that aren't as expensive as using, you know, so many devices, like 105 just for this. Oh no, I made this here. That's what I meant when I said I made it in another map and I put it in there. So I made this material in this map, and then I put it in the Octo. My presets? What? Oh, like the what? Wait, what presets? Anywho, I think the one in the Octo game is like I definitely. Oh, okay. Thank you. I definitely made the Octo game one. I mean, I improved upon it. So, because this one is alright. It's the same thing largely. Oh yeah. Whenever I'm making a thing, first thing I think about, uh, especially if it's a complex thing, because this is, I mean, it's not that complex, but it's it has a lot of features, right? Um, I always try to, before I invest the time into making it, I always think like, is this something I could use in other places? Um, and then I make it with that in mind. So if I were to just make it for this map, there are a bunch of features that I wouldn't need to make. I would just, do it for this map. But because I thought, okay, this is something you could use for death runs, right? Sure, here it's like in Oxel game, it's like a straight line thing, and here too is a straight line thing. But you could chain these in a, in a combination of whatever, because you're able to like set up, like, start here and there, and you could blend multiple ones and put them in whatever configurations and whatever. And the idea is that you have some percentage meter from a point to another point. So it's gonna be, yeah, but this was basically inspired straight up. Not inspired. I was. Oh, you said that in the material. So if I open, create an instance, for example, here. This one is for the easy one. And it has all these settings. So distance to 100% is the. So there are a bunch of ways to. There are a bunch of ways to um, set the initial position. Because at the time I was thinking I would give this out, so I kind of made it so that you can easily different ways to set the position. So if I just put this one on here and open this right here, you probably won't be able to see this since I can't like resize the stuff, but I'll just say what I'm doing on the stuff. So first of all is that I'm able to set the position of the 0 point, like where 0 starts. And that's here. If I, sorry, let me just turn off a bunch of, okay, this right here, okay, there's settings for what axis in the world travels like this. It doesn't go up. It goes up only when traveling in this direction. If I toggled this on, then I don't even know what axis that is. Let's see, what's this one? Okay, so now this is up and down, and then this one is like side to side. But I gotta, where it starts is like out of the box for the side to side. Cause yeah. So where the heck is this stuff? All right, so basically, I have two ways to set up the thing. I'm able to offset. Let's go to 0. So the first way is just how ideally you should do it, and the second way is like the super easy way. So the first way is to get the thing that you want. Let's say it's this thing. Let's say you want here to be 0. I don't even know what I'm using. You would get, so forward is 100, and like this is the forward thing. You just put the stuff there, copy the location, And hopefully this works actually, because I don't remember. And then you put that in the offset origin. I'm just gonna go to where it is. So right around here. And now once I paste the location in offset origin, oh, okay. So it's going to offset the origin to there. Now there's another thing. Basically, wait 1 second, my head. So it offset the origin, but the reason why it's still, and you can see that as I'm looking around, it's changing even though the camera isn't moving. Now the problem here is because this is a material thing that is being applied on the post process, I have a limited, you know, where like the data sources I have is kind of limited. For one, I cannot get the player that it's on. I can't get like the Fortnite characters like location. So what I did was but I can get the camera position. I can get the location of the camera itself, right? So what I did was to get the camera position, and then in the material I get the cameras, because the thing about the Fortnite character is the default camera or the regular camera that you normally set up, your character, like your head, is always usually going to be, unless you don't use a device and really mess it up, it's going to be like when you rotate, basically like this. When you rotate your camera, let's say this is your Fortnite character. When you rotate your camera, oh no, man. When you rotate your camera, it's always going to be in the center of your screen. And your camera is always going to be pointing directly at your character. So if you get the camera's position, right, and you get the forward vector, so like where the camera is pointing, and you move along that forward vector by a known amount, you will eventually hit the head of the player's character. So my setup is that I have a custom camera that is exactly 384. Is it 384? Yeah, 384 units away. Like the distance from. Now in the material, this is what I can get. I can get the camera's position, but I actually want to use the player's position, because if you don't use the player's position, when you look, if you don't use the player's position and you use the camera's position, if you were to like look this way, oh my god. If you were to look this way, you would essentially put the camera in a different physical place. Yeah. So I right now this is 384, and it's custom, and I also made it so like you can't like collide, because if you boom collision, like if you collide with stuff, normally it'll push the camera in. That would mess it up. So I removed the collision on this. So if you collide with the ground, you would actually just look through it and it will like turn invisible. So that's kind of what's happening here, which is, I'm just explaining why, even though I set I got the location here and I plopped that in to here, it was kind of messed up. That's because it has the camera position offset. So I'm just going to put that back at 0. So now I'm not offsetting the thing. So this is the first way you can set where you want the 0 to be. You literally just get the position of, because I want the 0 to be here. So you get that position somehow. Easiest way is obviously to put something and then copy the thing off it, and then plop it in here. Now, for people who don't want to do that, this is where, okay, wait, so let's use this one for example. So I'm just gonna look at it like this, and I just copy that, and then chuck it in here, and then, well, 0, right? Now, for people who don't want to do that, and this is something, obviously for me, I don't mind doing that. So normally I would have stopped making the material there, like that would have been it, called it a day. But I added this portion here. Nope. Where is it? Should we under here? Blah, 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 blah. I haven't looked at this in a hot minute. God damn. Anyway, I added one of these chunks, right, to add this functionality, and I'm actually pretty proud of this. So if you don't want to do the whole camera like position stuff, you're able to. This is like on a scale. I don't know how to pronounce the word, but it's TARE, and it's like, you know, if you're like a scale for weighing stuff, and you put the weight and you press the button tar, and it sort of like zeroes out the scale. So you're able to do that basically. So let's say you're at a position. Let's say I'm at 63. If I were to turn this on, and that's gonna reset the whole calculation of everything, yes. But like now, let's say I'm here and this is like 82. You just need to take the number that you see and put it in the space, and it just resets it to 0, and that becomes your new 0. So those are the two ways that you can set where the 0 is. You either use the tar or use the offset origin. If you're using the tar, then all you need to do is, first of all, clear it, then go to where you would like for it to be 0, and then see what number is on the screen, and just, it's the easiest, laziest way. Just type it in there, and it's going to make that your new 0. And then as for, so for example, I would just do like, so this is like 18. Oh, maybe like 19. I'll just do 19 there, and then I'll get that value, and then now that's my 0. And then for the to make that place be the 100, you have a value that you can have a distance to 100 value, which sets, well, the distance to 100. And you could obviously just go in maybe like this. Anyway, let's use this one. Okay. Yeah. So you just go like this, and then it's this short one. I'm just going to like measure out. So this is about 29,000, whatever. I'm just going to put 29,000 in this space here. 20. Oh, no. So 29, 1, 2, 3. And yeah, a rough estimate. So I would just go here, and then I would tweak this value down until it comes down to 99. Yeah. Now this is my, from here, from the place you put the thing to the thing, it's going to be 0 to stuff. Let's see what else is there. There are a bunch of stuff on the other one that there's not like on this one. Oh yeah, I have another stuff that, like, when you go past the values, by default, I mean, I made it not by default, but like by default, it'll sort of like restart. I have a thing that will just cap it at the max, which is the default behavior, so that when you go past, it doesn't go past that. And then I added this feature to kind of like when you go below, it does a thing, and you're able to set the color of the, the lower stuff. You're able to set what is there. So if you don't even want to show like the stuff, you're able to just say, if you go below, just say like, like you can put like a static thing, so it doesn't just count, but you go below and it counts down, and it doesn't seem like much, but it counts down pretty much. Okay, I don't know how I said it, but there was a problem. Not a problem, but the fact that it just goes like that, and yeah, it was kind of hard. It was a lot. It took a lot of brain power, basically. It took a lot of brain power. The counting down backwards, that's just the behavior in the, like, and how it is into the GTA games, because this is like a recreation of a GTA type mod where people quite literally play it like this, and that's why it also has the GTA font, which is free, by the way. Yeah, the one I'm using is free and open source. What else is there? We have gradients too. Like we have ways to customize the flipping um thingy. And but let's turn that off. There we go. Oh yeah. So you can change the color of the stuff. No surprise there. Woohoo. Yep. And then you can change, well, I think, yeah, the emissive intensity, the size of it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, but you can resize. You've got like full size controls. Where is it? Holy moly. Um, Maybe I didn't. Yeah. So the other one is like a lot of. Oh yeah, that it was specifically for that. Actually, I put the gradient stuff. So if I do use gradient and then um hue shift is for having it, because like the usual, if I turned on the emissive intensity, you kind of see the gradient thing come in effect. So like tycoon maps, like the title usually kind of looks like, like this basically. If I turn on the hue shift, then the emissive intensity as well will set up whatever's going on there, and then we also have like a gradient intensity to shift the stuff around, and that is where you get Vice City right around there. But yeah, yep. Now that I've made this, if I need a counter somewhere, I have this basically. Nice and customizable and stuff. Now, some people are like, well, you could have just done it with verse. You can get the player's location and, do the thing and do a percentage. Yeah, you can, sure. Or you can just not put all that stress on the server and just have it run just with no issues whatsoever on the thing. And it's going to be infinitely smoother. The ragdoll is not like true ragdoll. It's a I mean, you can, like now I can sort of enable the ragdoll thing. So if you get eliminated or knocked down by the boulders, you ragdoll around. But the thing about this map is you're supposed to be able to recover. So the ragdoll not being true physics, like you can't just like ragdoll, get to a point and then kind of like stand up. Oh yeah. You're supposed to be able to recover and keep trying. So it hits you and it bumps you up, and I can actually play like this level. It works. I just stopped developing it because waiting for physics. But it works. And thankfully, um, this is taking time, but thankfully the launch session doesn't take too long. And I had like a full plan for this whole thing, like I had a full plan on economy type stuff, like the way the gameplay would be. Let me see if I can even find it. Sticky notes. All right, nice. Let's see. Sheesh. Hmm. just gonna launch it. I'm still looking for the stuff. I don't know, maybe I deleted it or something. You can like check when they stop ragdolling. Not like stop ragdoll, but like when they stop moving, and then like revive them or something. But it's too janky for me. I like I like the stuff that I do game map wise to not look like I'm using hacky workarounds. I like it looking smooth and polished as possible. Hmm. Is it this one? Nope. Okay, so this was the one in which I this was in March 2025. 8 March 2025. So it should be a little bit higher up. Oh yeah, found it. Okay. So I mean this was a rough draft. Oh, no. So yeah, this was the spec sheet of it. Kind of I think I yeah. So stuff about it, extra little stuff. This is like level details. Um, to go to the medium one, you would need to win it. You would need to like have at least 20 wins of the easy one, and then the hard one you would need either 50 easy wins or 10 medium wins. Um, it was gonna have a menu, stuff, player settings, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, and then there was like a thing with like because it's TikTok, man. Oof. So you could buy it. Yeah. Anyway. Anywho, who any? So now I move the camera around and like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't change until I actually start moving. No, 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 no. If you go to debug and we turn on set, you're able to set like shortcuts. Those are the shortcuts that show up there. This was actually the first time I made animation with the blueprint. Oh, yeah. So when you get to the top, it starts the timer. That's the thing. And then it's supposed to reset you to the beginning, and then you start all over. That's the game rule. Get to the top, Right now it's kind of getting like some of them are getting stuck there because of I don't know what they did. They did something and like the collision of the things I had here because they obviously they're not visible in game. Those collisions kind of like getting some of them stuck. Yeah, some of them are getting stuck here. They didn't used to. They didn't obviously when I made it, but you know, Fortnite and their updates. So that's what that is all about. Get out. Damn. I died right as I was trying to set my health. So they deal a certain amount of damage. But then, you see, like, this is the thing that physics was lacking. This. The ability to do that, right? Anyway, with SingGraph physics, you never know. With SingGraph physics, if I can attach an entity around, like, the boulder, for example, to detect... Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't know the flipping stuff was... The game was not muted. With SingGraph, I can have, like, my boulder entity have, like, a collision thing for the player, so when it detects overlap with the player, I could just manually apply, like, an impulse to the player. Similar to what I'm doing. You can't camp the walls, right? Let's see. You can kind of, like... There's a way you can, like, get up to the thing. You know what? F that. Let me actually heal up. Come on, heal up. What is it? Apostrophe? There we go. Okay, so if I made it so if you like chill on the walls for too long, it anti-griefs you back in. So I could just manually apply that type of thing to the player with SingGraph since you can like, you know, have entities and whatnot. Anyway, it's not the end of the world, really. But this is a recreation of the this is a recreation of the TikTok thing. Like if it's something that people mostly play on TikTok live streams. Something that unfortunately if I try to find I wouldn't because it's so hard to find the actual video. Like when I wanted to make it and I wanted to like get reference for the thing at the bottom and the timer, it's exactly how it is on TikTok. I had to just spend like the day literally just scrolling through different live streams until I eventually came across a video with you know, a live stream, and then I just took a screen recording of it, which I can't find for some reason. Oh, it's because I reset my PC and stuff. Screen recording is gone. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here for today. Tomorrow it's raining. Yep, nice. Tomorrow I will. Oh man, I keep pushing it back and stuff. Oh man, I'm supposed to like on my agenda is to learn the new stuff that we got. So I'm making a custom weapon. Thank you. Making a custom weapon, and then also wait, I meant to open TikTok. Never mind, it's okay. Making a custom weapon. Oh yeah, no, I meant to open Instagram. No, what the heck? I meant to open X. Yeah, definitely should be. Making a custom weapon and also setting up building out my virtual pointer interface so that I too will be able to do stuff like this because yeah, building out my virtual pointer interface so I can just so I can basically have my preset, as you called it, to you know get click position and get swipe data and stuff. Thanks for hanging around. Otherwise, I would have been talking to myself. I'll build it on. I think I'll try and make it like abstracted because my plan was to build it into my older cursor stuff. But then kind of realized that my older cursor stuff has features that the virtual pointer does not have, which is that you can change the cursor. You can't change the virtual pointer cursor. That's just so I'm going to keep my older stuff, the one that used like the custom. I'm going to keep that. When we get predicts, if depending, it might make my stuff just good. Because the main problem with my own thing is just the lag. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I definitely won't stop streaming. You don't have to worry about that. Um, yeah, but I'll make it the new virtual pointer thing. I'll make it not too coupled tightly with my cursor stuff. So, um, basically, logically, you should be able to just take what I have and not without needing to have this my stuff, and it should kind of like it should kind of work for other people. So you could just yeah, you could get that if you want that implementation of it. Like the thing is on the weapon, like it will give you the raw data, right? Like when I click with this thing, it doesn't. This stuff just gives me the ability to click on stuff and you know, tell the thing that hey, I've been clicked. The one second. Okay, so my cursor mode component, which you can put on anything or just not even put on something for real, it basically lets you click on something, and it doesn't do anything but that. It just lets you click on stuff, and it's up to the thing that was clicked to do stuff when it is clicked. So, for example, um, wait, why am I opening first? You can't see. The piano key component. It doesn't matter who clicks on it. All that matters is that. Wait, can I do this? Oh, I can. All that matters is that. Right. I mean, you definitely should be able to see it now. All that matters is when it's clicked, it doesn't I mean obviously it gets who it knows who clicks it, but you don't even need to use that information for anything. I'm not using it for anything. All it is hey, when I'm clicked, do these things. Play the sound, move the key or make it glow, whatever. When I'm clicked, do that. That's so it doesn't care. It just lets you do things when it's clicked. So the other stuff wouldn't be like a specific device to make, to like move, like inspect weapons or move weapons around. It will just be a thing that, you know, you can, that kind of, when you click, it will, I'm still coming up with the implementation for it, but basically it's just going to be providing the raw data. So my cursor mode component, it just tells, it's like a tap on the shoulder to whatever you click on, hey, you were clicked. So it's up to the thing itself, you know. Okay, nice. So sorry. I tend to over explain because you never uh was this how it was? Yeah, definitely wasn't like this. So yeah, the thing is just going to be, it's just going to give you the raw data because the stuff is like if you try to use um the stuff as it is, uh, project. There's only one project. If you try to use the stuff as it is, it doesn't really. Okay, wait, not this one, not that one. This one, project world to viewport. Okay, so I'm going to be doing two things tomorrow, actually. Um, so project world to viewport. I don't know if you remember the Roblox game where you clicked on the lemon don't know if that was someone else, but those are Roblox. But like basically, imagine this: you're in the world, and you walk up to a tree, and you like interact with the thing on the tree. Oh, sheesh, man. Deproject. Okay, so the first one, project world to viewport. It basically gives you the screen location of the item that's in the world, and then the second one, um, pro, uh, the project viewport to world is what basically gives you like when you click on something, what did you click on? So I'm going to like make the screen one, right? This one, it has a lot of, honestly, it's not beginner friendly, right? I'm just gonna be honest. This one is not beginner friendly at all because it gives you in centimeters, but not mentioned here is the fact, right? Not mentioned at all in the explanation is the fact that it's normalized to 1080p on the height and 96 dpi. So, damn. So yeah, it's you like it would be kind of ridiculous to every time, like in every code, every new code you're trying to make, to you can't just like for example, if you're making this stuff, you can always just get simulation entity every single time you need it. But for the deproject stuff, yeah, that just I need to build out like my library of, well, not a big library, but like a small thing to get to convert the data to actual usable stuff. So that's going to be on the agenda tomorrow to learn those two things specifically. Like that's one of like the big things we got, and then make a custom item. I don't know what custom item I'm going to make, like using the new custom template stuff to make an item. But that is a job for, well, not tomorrow, for today, later today. Um, yeah, it is 2 a.m. I'm an hour behind you, ish, I believe. Holy moly! Oh wait, at 8:30, probably. Yeah, I started the stream at 8:30 today, but it was a very very short stream, and then I just ended it really, and then because I had to go do something, and then I came back. But yeah, about that time for sure. Um, is when I'm gonna start streaming. But yeah, I'd obviously work on the stuff beforehand. Yeah, no, it was true to the name, ultra mini tiny stream, as it should have been. I think that's what I called it. Yikes! All right, well, you have a good, hopefully have a good sleep. I mean, um, like hopefully you do sleep. Wow, should not be awake at this time, but I can't even say anything about that. And have a Oh yeah, and of course my annual reminder that I love. I feel like it's kind of customary at this point to say it, but I love verse. Thank you. I will try. I definitely will sleep because the headache from the flipping headphones is kind of getting to me. For sure. Okay. Don't. Oh wait. No, oh my god, I almost got off without getting the thing. It's the yeah, this was actually the reason why I had a longer stream today, because I was gonna end the stream like an hour ago, but I was waiting for the new bundle to get the amazing digital circus. Huh. You too. Yeah, that applies. Back at you. Back at you too. Yeah, life will get better. I hope life gets better for well, I know it will. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna be maining Pomni for no. Wait, oh man, this is actually cute. The one from the Disney DreamWorks is even, and I'm sure now he's definitely gonna be gone. Now that I'm going to look for him, but I know the one with the email where he slaps the phone. Yeah, Birdie's definitely gone. Wait, the second skin, like the one after, is it? I usually, I'm not a skins guy. If there's anything I collect, it's actually like, for example, this right here, emotes where you are writing on something that you can move while you're doing the emotes. Oh, I haven't watched The Amazing Digital Circus, but I will one day. No man, she's so scared. She's all right. All right, well, yeah. The Amazing Digital The Amazing Skins Circus. Oh, it actually looks so clean. Like the material work is good. I don't know how to explain. Like it's vibrant and. Hmm. What the hell's going on with her hands? Yeah. All right. Well, have a great rest of your night, man, and have a great middle of the day part of it. Yep. Toodles.